I'm still surprised we haven't seen any Celts or Britons yet, so I think it's going to be one of those. And what I would really like to see this tournament is that someone picks a weird civilization in this game, because obviously the game afterwards the player will have to swap civilization if they are not the same civ.
Indeed, indeed.
For now it seems to be Britons versus Mongols, civs we mentioned earlier.
Indeed, yeah. Oh, Stark finding sheep at a reasonable time. Oh, but Vivi is late with the sheep. Although he was
being in a
Mongols.
really awkward position and so clumped up is going to delay him a little bit. But yeah, I guess he will be fine. So, what do you think about his maps?
Okay, the maps. Obviously, Mongols. Most important thing we have to take a look. Are there any extra deers? Quite in front, okay, with more longer distance, and the wood spots are quite reasonable as well. The gold spot is pretty exposed. Let's take a look at the Brits. The spot wood and gold spots are the most important thing we want to look here. So offensive wood and gold, if we want to take it, or maybe a defensive small wood and the small gold, if that's your choice. I think a wall would cost you a lot, walling over here, here and such, and maybe here. But I think that's something we will not see from Stark. Most likely we will see some arteries over here and some aggression and maybe some later walls against the scouts of Vivi.
I think Vivi is out to get some laming done as he's moving forward with the scout, but I think he's going to run into Stark's scout and he should know what's going on when he sees the scout going forward. With Vivi being Mongols, obviously getting the additional ball really helps out. I think he just missed it.
And he will not find one, most likely. I think where? Oh, he already got one. Oh, and that's a nice adjustment by Stark here. Getting a second ball at pop 11 and not having a single villager on wood yet?
Wow, really interesting.
That's super interesting. He absolutely wanted to get those two balls, being so scared by Vivi, and actually it worked out beautifully here.
Yeah, indeed. It really dodged any laming, which could be really important. Well, Vivi might be finding the sheep over here, but it wouldn't be as significant as the ball would be for the Mongol player. And still, I think for Stark, it might not even have been such a bad decision if he would just wall up the right a little bit. So he would have his big wood line in the back and his goal protected a bit more. For now, his map seems pretty awkward. Maybe we can see him going as offensive as last game as the Britons.
Yeah, but it will be.
What do you think about the options for Stark? I mean, as Britons, you can see a flush, you can see a drush into expose. What do you think we're going to see of Stark right now?
Oh, Stark was house forbidden and went for loom. Oh, early walls by Stark. Yeah, as we can see, so he will wall over here in this area, and then he will absolutely go for an expo defense. Nothing else that I can see, because even getting the deer. No, Stark is going for full wall mode on this map. Or is he sending more
You're
hunters?
having a pause right now as well, right?
Nope, I'm going at the game 5:45.
Seems like my Boobly is crashing.
Okay, so then come back as soon as you can. Stark is going for full wall, and I said before this will be extremely costly, and yeah, let's see, especially this area is extremely vulnerable then. He wants to wall extremely early, obviously, because pop 20 scouts are absolutely in the sorry guys, are absolutely in the range of strategies where we could play here, and it even seems like he might go pop 19 scouts here. And yeah, then it could get extremely tough to hold this if you don't have your walls finished already. Vivi now clicked up. Let's see if Stark is as good of a wall as Vivi was in the game before. Maybe Stark just wants to return the name here. Oh, no scouts! No scouts! Look at this. 5 villager offense. Oh, that's what we wanted to see. And Stark early walls. Oh, let's see what population Stark is planning to go. Pop 21, pop 22 defense. Oh, this is so interesting. 4 villagers getting used to wall here. What kind of laming is this? So let's see, Stark still did not see his enemy. He now only going... Oh, he was missing a second building! He wanted to go up, but he only had only at the lumber camp. He was missing the mill. Weird stuff happening here. And now the mill is finishing and he will click instantly. Oh god. He wanted to go pop 21 archer defense, I think. But then realized, oh god, this guy might be up very quickly. And yeah, just waiting for the mill. Maybe he wanted to go for a mill over here, having the 4 villagers. Oh god, let's see. Oh, Stark will be so much later than he actually wanted to be. This will not make him happy. Oh, and now second layer of palisade wall. The tower will go up pretty quickly. 5 villagers working on it. That's a very intense forward. Something you haven't seen after Capote retired here. Maybe even another layer palisade wall would not hurt. Oh god, yeah, exactly. Over here using the house, great choice. Microing the villagers, let's see, 160 HP over here, so absolutely reasonable amount of HP, at least for now, but this is so costly. Look at the resources, he's reaching feudal with everything lower than 100. It's partly due to second mill, but no barracks, and pop 23 being denied for such a long time. Oh god. Oh, in a second.
Okay, what minute are you in right now?
I'm at 10:45. Basically, the third, or maybe if you want to count it at the 4th layer of palisade wall. Now even dropping gold, he will instantly try to build a defensive tower against the offensive tower of Vivi here. Vivi at home, just getting some resources. Oh, and tower, I think this isn't the greatest positioning. Oh, now it makes sense because of the barracks. But think about this, guys. A guy upping at pop 23 and only building the racks after a tower in feudal age. Oh, this will take so much time, and we will have all the defense tower in the world already up before he's ever getting attacked there. Let's take a look. All the villagers being saved by Stark here, or is he? Yeah, he is. So that's totally fine for him for now. Not losing a single villager, but the eco is absolutely struggling. I heard someone going down, but that's just a little spearman.
Okay, I'm finally caught up, it seems.
Okay, then tell me something. What do you expect to happen within the next minutes? I think we will build more towers, and Stark will be trying to crawl even further back. And now what we mentioned before, he could have taken this in front wood spot and gold spot, but now he can easily go for the back small wood and back small gold as well. So his map really okay for against the tower rush here.
Yeah, indeed, it's really nice how he can fall back on those resources, but I'm a bit... obviously I missed a few minutes, so I'm a bit curious what Stark's initial plan was for this game, as we do not really see anything like moving into a fast castle build, but we didn't see any further aggression earlier either.
He wanted to play
really late with the barracks.
Yeah, he wanted to play a pop 21 expo defense, or more of an archer defense, but missed the second building to even click up, and therefore absolutely screwed himself. And I hope he's going for horse color pretty soon, and then starts to farming, because at this stage he only has 5 villagers on berries, and is only hoping to get some archers, and this eco is looking so weird. Now getting horse color, and soon I will want to see a lot of farms around here. Now Vivi's trying to get the aggression on the right hand side, or more on the north.
Yeah, and I think he will have a great... I'm actually pushing onto the north, and I think if he's able to move around, I mean, currently Stark is not mining any of the additional stone he has in the back of his base, so he won't be able to get a defensive tower up anytime soon. So I feel like Vivi might be able to walk around a little bit, maybe deny the stone, maybe hit the wood line and the gold in the back afterwards.
No, I think Vivi will absolutely struggle with that, because he does not have any production facilities for any military units, so he will only have the 5...
Especially with Stark now having the archers out right now.
Exactly, he will deny any incoming further forward of Vivi. So Vivi is kind of staying in this area over here, maybe 1 or 2 more towers, but Vivi absolutely needs to take a look into the direction of a castle age. I would love to see him drop like 3-4 defensive towers, starting with the first one now, and then he should be in a pretty solid position. Oh man, this minimap looks so weird, with weird layers all over the map. Let's see, Stark now trying to sneak some archers around. Oh, as you can see, a villager is going here. He wanted to sneak the archers around and wanted to wall behind it, but thought better of it, is now trying to get these villagers. That's the first villager down in this whole game after we saw such a lot of aggression. Actually quite interesting. Let's see, I think this tower was a bit too offensive. Yeah, this one should be better.
Now, because Stark is moving away with all of his archers, so I hope he will be able to actually deny this tower in time. But it seems Red, he's going for Red aggressive approach, and it might be a wise decision to do so, as Vivi obviously doesn't have a lot to defend his base. He has this defensive tower on the stone, but it doesn't cover his wood nor his gold or anything like it. He's now actually getting one on the gold as well. He noticed the archers are missing. He knows what's coming.
Oh, and this villager will trap himself. Unfortunate thing here. And let's see if the gold tower will be finished in time, and if the archers are maybe camping under the towers, because the towers are not covering each other for now. But archery range
the
and
range
only
is there as well, so I think we're going to see some skirmishes coming out for VV to actually make sure the archers cannot stick under the tower for too long.
Indeed, like 2 or 3 skirmishes could absolutely clear up those archers, no problem at all. And both players simultaneously clicking wheelbarrows, so yeah, great play there by them. And we'll be ahead by 1 villager, so that's not too important, especially if we kind of predict Vivi to lose some villagers against the archers at some time of the game.
Yeah, indeed, but obviously Vivi has 4 villages forward, so that's going to be a bit more idle time for him. Obviously he's forcing quite a bit of idle time as well, but he's been building a lot of towers, so maybe the villager difference, I mean it's only 1 after all, but it's even less significant than you might think, and might even be in favor for Stark as he's more villages working. Obviously on the other hand, he's been busy defending, getting a lots of walls placed down. But for now, Vivi's villages are just trying to take out a house, so not really the most effective villages there are.
Yeah, so true. And let's see, Stark has 50 out of 70 population, so yeah, being housed is not an option for him at this time. Even 1 villager going down, a bit of a slow reaction there by Vivi, and I think he should have just consider sending his villagers back home now. Vivi now clicking up.
Players are going to click up to Castle Age very soon. Vivi's now clicking up. Stark almost has the resources, so that's going to be pretty close. But with Stark already having some army out, also getting the archers, he might be a bit favored in my opinion, as he will be able to immediately get some explos out, and from there on, he might be able to do quite a bit of damage. Even though Vivi has quite a good defense with now towers on most of his gold resources, and is getting some skirmishes out. I wonder if he's able to deal with the Castle Age Britain archers that obviously get the additional range.
Yeah, I think skirm defense is not really an option for him. I think he will just go for a tower defense, some mangonels and a boom. Oh, now adding a stable, that's an interesting addition, but maybe no, he has a blacksmith and is up, so not really sure why he wants to go for maybe knights here.
It could be, as you mentioned, sticking to skirmishes isn't really what you want to do right now. Obviously it helps a bit to have him out, but I doubt he will be able to really fight Stark in larger numbers with the additional range, especially in the long run of the game. But maybe he's really just, as you mentioned, planning on some early Knights aggression, see if he can harass a bit more. I mean, the map of Stark is quite open right now, so he will be able to do a lot of damage as he actually gets into the back.
Yeah, maybe. Towers helping out, and obviously still the walls staying strong, so it feels like we will not see too many villagers dying here. Oh, and a second stable for Vivi.
And Knights coming out as well.
And now going for the +2 defense. That's an interesting choice. And in choice, I would not have expected. Oh, now villagers going down in the front. Let's see how the micro is. Villager 2 HP and going down. But in exchange,
might lose quite a bit of archers over here. With the knights already being out and Stark not hitting Castle Age so far, he really needs to make sure those archers survive until he finally gets the expo upgrades. The Bodkin arrow, obviously. And now he's even leading him to the large group of archers. And I think if he's going to fight with Vivi's whole army in there, and he doesn't have the upgrades yet, okay, he's clicking them right now, so he probably will be in time actually to fend off most of the knights. But I still feel like he should be quite careful over here, as the knights have +2 already, and now cav archers being added in as well.
Oh yeah, Vivi is absolutely not going what I would have expected from a Mongol player. He is going for full aggression mode now. Going for siege workshop, going for knights +2, going for offensive cav archers. And yeah, he really wants to put the pressure on Stark. He's going for siege workshop on his own. He's going for a lot of walls to try to protect himself against the knights, and he's doing a great job over here. He's zoning out the whole area. Nice walls here. It's really the story of the game. Stark walling and maybe trying to find some small leak holes and trying to put on some pressure. Let's take a look at the gold in the bag. It is still at close to 1.3k gold, so still some time before he has to think about getting back to the main gold spot here.
Yeah, indeed. Obviously, he will need to get his main goal back after a while, else he's simply going to run out, especially with his other goal being approximately at the same side. So at some point in the game, he will really need to get back the map, and it seems like he's planning on doing it very soon. As he got the Ramstat, he got the expos. And Vivi now going forward with the Mangonel a little bit, but not a lot of support being there. As he sent all his knights back to actually deal with Stark's expos, trying to get through the palisade.
Great positioning here by Stark. And yeah, even the +2 knights cannot really attack there properly. Let's see how many knights can actually attack. I think 2 knights at one time only can attack. So the greatest thing you can do here would be to let those 2 knights attack and right and left click with the other knights at the same time, so that maybe he is not hitting, but this would not work anyways because Stark already has ballistics here. As you can see, that's what we try to do here. Oh, such a great positioning. Great positioning by Stark. Oh, and even the knights...
Making the fight a whole lot better, not losing his archers too free, but really dealing some damage to the knights. As obviously there's no siege of Vivi nearby to really push himself or cornering him like that.
Yeah, the skirms could have helped out so much if they would have been there earlier. Let's see, Ram now trying to get those towers down. But a Mangonel is trying to prevent that. Let's see, maybe the first encounter of a Mangonel against Expos, and now we can see what the micro of Stark is really worth here.
We obviously need to outmicro his Mangonel, so needs to be a bit careful, but I don't think Vivi can go forward without any support there. But the Knights are running in as well. So this is going to be, I think, a very interesting fight. And Stark is now actually adding in the Knights as well as going for monks.
Oh, and just instantly getting the Mangonel.
Oh, quite a good shot for the Mangonel, but now being sniped by the one Knight of Stark. Really a shame, as it had a lot of potential, but the Knight's just not in a position to defend it earlier.
Let's take a look. How is... Oh, Stark is building a defensive castle here. That's super interesting. Will be now adding his first extra TC, so both players so far away. Oh, I think this is not a good idea. Exactly, and Vivi thinks better of it, is going back. Let's take a look at Stark resources, with now only adding his first extra TC as well, but resources which are actually kind of flirting with clicking up to Imperial Age.
For Stark, or...
Yeah, indeed, for Stark. Vivi is so far away from Imperial Age, right?
Yeah, he's still very far away, but Stark is now actually running out of gold. He's 460 gold left in the back profile, so he's just in time getting his main gold back. Now adding it to a town center, but he will really need a bit more of a food eco to actually get up.
Indeed, and the Knights now maybe trying to find some villagers for themselves. But the TC will finish. Still, the walls are pretty nice over here, the TCs. And Stark looks like he has an extremely nice defense and feels so safe that he's even moving out with his expos now.
Yeah, he's now getting some longbows at his base to defend a little, not really having any more expo production right now. Interesting. I wonder if he will be able to do a lot of damage. Vivi is actually getting a mangonel back of his out of his forward siege workshop to defend his base. He probably misses the expos already, and is going to expect some. And he got a camel out as well. Maybe he's expecting Stark to add in some more knights himself, but I doubt it. I think the one knight was mainly to snipe off this mangonel we saw earlier.
Yeah, indeed, and he did a great job over there. Did you see he was trying to build another small forward base for the longbows there to snipe and prevent the knights from doing any raids? Funny stuff there, and yeah, it looks like Vivi's not really finding any good spots to attack if you compare it to Stark, who's denying a lot of villagers at the same time.
Yeah, indeed, but what do you think about the long run of this game? I mean, we know Mongols is a pretty strong civilization in the late game, and I feel like Britons can be forced in a bit of a pesky situation sometimes. They're not the weakest, but what do you think about who will be more favored if the games drag out much longer than this?
Well, it heavily depends on how the fights now in the with the expos and the base of Vivi will go. Because at this time, Vivi is ahead in villagers, and both players are actually pretty low now when it comes to resources. So villager count is super important, but only if the army isn't doing too much. A lot of +2 knights here. Let's see if like 1 or 2 good mangonel shots, and then the knights around could clear up everything that Stark has. I think Vivi is in the better position, but if Stark would have been able to snipe more villagers, deny more eco, I would have put the favor in his position.
Well, Stark really needs to watch out here, because obviously you want to group up your expos as much as possible against the knights, so they cannot attack all at the same time, but with Mangonel being nearby, now being forced to run, taking quite a bit of damage from the Mangonel, I think he will lose a lot of expos, and I think he is best off trying to pick the fight here at the hill, just walk a little bit so the Mangonel is behind, not able to do as much damage, and see if he can pick the fight over there.
He's not microing at all at this time, just running back and not trying to do any damage, but the knights, as you can see, aren't very hurt as well anyways, so the expos are just running without doing anything.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised. I figured he would attack on the hill. I mean, with the Mangonel being a bit further away, he might actually be able to deal with some knights. But now, running back to his base, he should know that no expo will survive this trip.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the worst option here. Like, taking a bad fight would have been better than taking no fight. Because now you're not even doing
really
a single damage.
Free, not dealing any damage at all.
Oh god. Oh, no! He saved one! Greatest save of all time! This villager, even I say, this expo will get home and can tell all the longbow stories from his great adventure. He's coming home and says, guys, I survived the great battle of the right corner.
For nothing doesn't seem like a best lifetime experience.
Look at all his friends, Mike, Tim, Steven, all died in the field, but small little Stevie came home and survived the great battle.
And he's going to punish the monk for his friends.
Oh, it's a snap the monk! He is the hero of the game! Okay, now I think Stark has...
This expo is going to win the game.
I think so, yeah. Oh god. Okay, now let's see. Siege workshop, another siege workshop. That's interesting by Stark. Only to build a mangonel over here. He didn't want to delete any walls. I think the mangonel could have sneaked around here to get inside, but yeah, let's see. Now heavily going on stone to get onto more longbows. And the Imperial times are pretty close. I think Stark needs to get a castle up here as fast as possible and needs to deny just the mangodite production of Vivi here.
Yeah, indeed. Obviously, that's going to be very important. Vivi now is mainly going to swap into mangodite. Probably needs to put down a few additional castles. He has the TC in the stone, so he should have an easy time getting them up anytime soon. And yeah, from there on we're going to see a lot of mangonite versus exposed, but there's still quite a bit of knights of Vivi as well, which can be quite important. But not picking the Divide uphill might be a good idea. Trying to get a sneaky shot in, it seems, and if Stark isn't watching...
Oh god, so much damage! Oh god. Oh, that cost him again so much, like 6 other friends going down, now 7. Let's see if the convert is doing anything. The Magna shots were so good, and now the distance is absolutely close. I think he can still snipe so many more longbows. Now he most likely needs to retreat because he can't fight in the castle, but that's just such a good start again, shortly before reaching Imperial Age over here. Just nice peak on the hill, Mangonel, Knights and Monk just doing a great combination there. We're even expanding in the south here.
Yeah, to be honest, I found it a bit mainly a mistake of Stark not minding the longbowman. He had the hill advantage there, could have picked the Mangonel, maybe pick a bit of Knights, and Vivi would have had a very hard time actually starting the fight over there.
And now Vivi is building
a great time fighting, and he's now actually going to pass it down on the hill, making sure he gets a bit more map control, and as you mentioned, moving to the south with this additional gold. And that obviously is going to be quite important in the long run of his game as well. Getting the map control and getting the additional golds is looking better for Vivi than for Stark at this point, as at first obviously more gold is located in Vivi's lands right now, but he's also more busy seizing the gold which is available on the map. Whereas Stark is still sitting in his initial base, really.
Yeah, indeed, and now the important hill in the middle is for Vivi, and I wanted to see a castle there from Stark, but now actually the opposite is happening, and I think Stark is even doing a mistake of researching elite longbowmen, because traps are so much more worse at this time.
He's getting trebuchets as well in the forward castle.
Yeah, but I would have loved to see one trap and then longbowman instead of instantly going for longbowman. But that's just me.
Considering the castle count, I think we have 2 for Vivi right now and 3 castles for Stark so far.
Eco is better for Vivi as well. 3 castles indeed for Stark. And yeah, to be super honest, this is a risky castle, because you obviously don't want to lose any castles if you're Mongols, and you can't really protect this castle as well. Oh, a misclick with a trap.
Forward.
Oh god, this is so
I feel like
costly.
this was a misclick, like he wanted to click the trebuchet and it just...
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
a shame, really.
Oh, and
look at our friend Mike, he actually found a town center on the right of Vivi.
oh yeah, I will try. Can I put groups on him? Nice. Okay, so I will always tell you the story of Mikey Mike, the Monk Slayer and Battle Survivor Monk Mike.
This might actually be game changing. Maybe he did find the gold, and this might be what's going to be really important for Stark in the long run. But for now, let's focus on this grand battle instead of our friend Mike over there.
Yeah, indeed.
So the castle going down for Vivi, and that's going to be, as you mentioned, quite important, as he isn't sitting on too much castles. So his Magnadite production is really going to lack at this stage of the game.
Yeah, Vivi is not really going for anything, to be honest. He has 2 archeries, 2 stables. Let's take a look. He has 2 stables, 2 archeries.
Siege workshop to be spotted anywhere.
He went for Onager Archer Tech. That's what he's going for. Okay.
And a lot worse. And now Skirmish is coming out as well.
Sad story for all you guys. Let's
take
a minute of silence.
Rest in peace, Mike.
Okay, silence is over. So now again, let's take a look. Onagers and Skirmishers trying to regain this hill, but yeah, longbows on the hill with this great range, just so good for them. Even sniping down the trap, and just small amounts of skirmishers are not really doing the job against a solid amount of longbows here.
And even though skirmishers are generally good against archers, they have 8 range versus the 11 range of the elite longbowman right now. So they will have such a struggle to actually push back once Stark got a good foothold, can get those archer ranges down. And now the Onager seem that they're rather than going for the longbow right here. And now more stables being added by Stark. I wonder if we're going to see some light cav coming out, or...
Yeah, indeed.
We'll be going for Cavaliers.
Yeah, most likely we'll go for light cav to counter against skirmishers, because Cavaliers are just so much more costly, and especially gold wise. And if you want to fight against skirmishers, it doesn't really matter. If you close the distance and have a reasonable amount, you will just shred through any skirmisher army, no matter if it's Cavaliers or light cav.
Yeah, fair enough. I just figured he had a lot of gold banked up, so it might have been an option in his mind. But indeed, for the long run of the game, obviously in a 1v1 you have a lot of limited gold. And the base on the right is actually being taken out by Stark right now, and it is actually really nice. Denying this gold, might be able to do take out quite a bit of villages. So this is chapter 2, Mike's Revenge.
Indeed. Oh man, this
But now
Mikey.
the push is looking quite strong for Stark over here, and if he can get down another castle, Vivi is really going to have a lot of trouble producing Mangudai, as that's his only castle at this point of the game.
And now trying to
And
get
I'm not really sure what
ballistics.
Vivi is going to do to stop him right now.
Did he invest? I think Vivi even got all his stone mined in this game, right? Let's take a look. How much gold did he get? Is there an option over here? Not really sure. No, not on this overlay. Just new to this overlay. But so he got all the stone spots, but he built like 4 or 3 defense towers, like 5 or 6 offensive towers, and 3 or 4 extra TCs, and 2 castles. So he's dry on stone now. So he will not get even onto Mangudai if he can't even build castles here.
Yeah, he got a new one on the right now, covering the gold, but yeah, as you mentioned, he simply spanned a lot of stone early, and that's what he's going to notice right now. And now he's actually getting out some pep rams to maybe soak a lot of longbow in damage, but with the light cap being mixed in, I don't think he'll be able to really defend much longer with it.
I can't really see a defense for him as well. His population is still kind of okay, 160 against 170. But what kind of population is that? That's villagers, that's either villagers and skirmishers. And maybe some capped
The
rams.
skirmishes versus the longbow, as we mentioned earlier, is just not going to be as effective. And it seems like Stark is going to push forward right now. Trebuchet is settling for the castles, it seems, and from here on he might have a great push. With the longbowman being back on the hill, Lightcap in the front, he will have an easy time actually getting the push in.
Indeed, let's take a quick peek at relics. We have 1 relic for Vivi and 1 relic for Stark so far. So both players already looking at the late game, but will it really matter? Oh, so many villagers in the north going down. Stark is looking in prime position to take this game here.
Vivi is now mining stone in the south, as Hightower mentioned in chat, but also adding some stables, but it's just a bit too close, so he's going to be spotted by Stark. So at first he might have considered trying to get some raid in, but in my opinion, 1, it's quite late, and 2nd of all, he will just be run over at his base in the meanwhile. So I wonder, he really needs to do something different to actually get this game going in his direction, as for now it seems really favored for Stark.
Oh, he's at pop 140, but more skirmishes will go down. More siege workshops being built, but he's not really controlling any area here. The traps will be in such a great position next to the cliffs here. He could kill town centers, stables, archery, siege workshops, and could stay with his longbows there. But he even thinks, okay, I have a greater goal. I will not be fine with only killing town centers. I want to go for the last castle, and therefore the last hope of the Mongol player to get onto Mangudai here.
Yeah, indeed, and with not really being able to get any Mangudai out, he's really just not having any production right now. Even though his eco isn't that bad, he is still simply struggling to get anything out. Skirmishes. And he was simply really relying on getting those castles out, getting Mangudai in time, or maybe just linked to Hussars earlier, but for now it seems like he's just not really doing anything, except making skirms, and that might stall it a little bit, but it's not going to save the game, and that's actually going to be the GG being called.
GG. Indeed, Stark, beautiful push over here. After he lost so much, but his eco was so well protected, doing walls pretty nicely and doing some raids, and just a heavy investment of +2 knights there just did never give the greatest eco to Vivi there.
Start the game already!
Yeah, quite an interesting match, but really, I'm not sure what Vivi's plan was going to be in the longer run of this match, as his knights seem to be doing quite an okay job, even though he struggled to really deal any damage, as Stark had quite a nice defense set up. But from there on, it seemed like Vivi didn't really have any late game plan to continue on.